Celebrity Style Inspiration.
Hi CSIers! Welcome back to your favorite Thursday date night here on the Manila Times CSI, Celebrity Style Inspiration. Ako po si Tessa Mauricio-Arriola and you're watching our fourth and biggest season ever where we've lined up exclusive T-Zone interviews with your favorite artistas and personalities week after week after week. So let's get started right now. We have not one but two guests tonight, and you might, as I have, wonder what one has to do with the other. With us for this T-Zone interview is a millennial congressman who quite uncommonly has fostered a heart for the countryside, rather than many people his age who prefer to only live once or YOLO with the world as their playground. In fact, so in love is he with what he describes the simpler way of life with more personal connections which exists in the provinces, that at 29, he has made it his life's advocacy to better those of his fellow probinsyanos. Meanwhile, joining this millennial congressman, and allow me to say that it is truly an honor to have him on our humble program, is showbiz royalty, the king of talk himself. A man who needs no introduction, my knowledge of our forever young guest led me to spot the commonalities they actually share. The king of talk has always been proud to declare he is Probinsyano, and in his multi-awarded talk shows never tried to hide a Borongan summer twang that has made his voice and intonation known in every household in this country. Moreover, a quick look at the acts and resolutions the millennial congressman has filed in the House clearly resonates with the very passions and advocacies of the king of talk. From pushing for quality education in the state schools and universities, propping up the small to medium enterprises and local products, and giving the creative industries and arts and culture their time to shine as true economic contributors. And most of all, I know for a fact that they both love their mothers dearly, which is why I know, as I am sure you all do, the goodness in their hearts. CSIers, please welcome to the show Ang Probinsyano Party-List, Representative Alfred Delos Santos, and the one, the only, and much loved and respected Mr. Boy Abunda.
Thank you. Maraming salamat, Tessa. Hi, Apid.
Hello, good evening.
Pwede mag-umpisa, yes. Tessa. Natakot ako doon nung i-describe mo si Apid na millennial congressman. Sabi ko, akin, ano kaya?
Diba? Kaya forever young naman, Kuya Boy, diba?
You know what I like the most? The Borongan spunk.
Diba? Nahirap lang ako. It's Borongan. Is it double G ba? Borongan or Borongan?
No, it's single G. Some people say it's Borongan. It's really read Borongan, but we pronounce it Borongan. But a lot of people say it's Borongan. It comes from the word borong, fog.
Okay.
Foggy.
Foggy doon? I mean,
hindi naman. I don't know what it was, but maybe the many legends about that place. Pero you were not wrong to pronounce it Borongan because that's how it should be based on its spelling. But we say Borongan.
Yes, I'm glad I got it right because I was telling Kuya Boy earlier, syempre nakaka-nervyos po dahil jurista ho kami para interviewin po ang King of Talk in our show. But it's great that you can join us, Kuya Boy, and of course with Kong Apid. Kong Apid, nickname po yun ni Representative Alfred is Apid, di ba? So baka mamaya matanong natin siya why Apid. But first of all, from the intro that I gave the two of you, I'd just like to find out straight from you kung bakit po magkatabi ngayon ang Probinsyano Representative Apid Delos Santos and the King of Talk, Boy Abunda.
Ako na muna, Apid, para
Sure.
Magkatabi kami ni Apid dahil pinagtagpo at pinagdugtong ang aming tadhana dahil pareho kaming probinsyano. Apid is proudly Probinsyano, I'm proudly Probinsyano. And I am, of course, part now, proudly, of Ang Probinysano Party-List. Yun ho ang nagdudugtong ng aming buhay. Pareho kami ng mga pangarap, pareho kami ng pinanggagalingan ng mga pangarap, pareho kaming kwento, pareho kami ng... Sabi ko nga, nung nag-uumpisa kami mag-usap, pag sinabi mo probinsya kasi at ang probinsyano, pareho yan kalusugan, pamilya, edukasyon, doon lahat ng gagaling, karamihan yung mga kwento. At I am just so comfortable to be in the company of Apid and his brothers and the whole Ang Probinysano Party-List because I am in familiar territory. I'm home.
Wow, how very nice. I guess yung sabi nga in a previous interview that I had with Cong Apid, sabi niya talaga yung simpleng buhay pero ang connections mo with people are much stronger. You know, that's what makes life in the provinces all the more. Di ba? Parang nakaka-in-love, sabi nga nila. Cong Apid, would you like to say a little something? Of course, I'm sure as honored as I am to have Boy Abunda on our show, I'm sure malaking bagay din for our party list to have him supporting your advocacies.
Of course, Ma'am Tessa, honestly, hanggang ngayon, I can't believe that kasabay ko si Tito Boy sa isang interview. I am at awe and meron pa akong goosebumps, Ma'am Tessa. We seek Tito Boy's help in communicating what we stand for, what we have done so far in Congress, and what projects we are currently doing sa mga communities na to elevate their lives. Tito Boy is a true, genuine probinsyano coming from Borongan, Eastern Samar. No one could understand us better than a fellow probinsyano. So he resonates our objectives to put food on the table, provide jobs, and of course to promote good health in the communities who are often left behind sa urban counterparts nila. Pero parehas po kaming dalawa naniniwala na dapat ang mga probinsyano sama-sama sa pag-asenso. No one should be left behind po, Ma'am Tessa.
That's true. And you know, I mean, no matter how far and great yung success ni Kuya Boy, he will never forget his roots, 'di ba? And that's what really matters, 'di ba? Parang kasi that's your identity, yan ang pagkatao mo. And if you lose that, 'di ba? Parang, you know, what is the meaning of this? Sabi nga nung isang radio station. But Kuya Boy, you know, in the 2019 elections, Probinsyano was the newbie party list that garnered the most number of votes, no? Some 60 party lists po yata yung pumasok that won seats in the Congress. Tapos at that time, many attributed yung pagkapanalo po ni Cong Apid sa pangalan syempre ng teleserye na Ang Probinsyano. And of course, yung celebrity factor din na inendorso din siya ng mga artista ng Ang Probinsyano, namely Coco Martin and Yasti Pressman. No? Now, 3 years later, as a proud and self-proclaimed Probinsyano from the Visayas, do you think Cong Apid's party list has proven its worth to represent our Filipinos in the rural areas?
I will answer that. Oo,
yes,
may track record ang probinsyano eh. Ang nakakatuwa nga dahil sila Cong Apid are from Albay. So, yung konsepto kasi ng party list, kaya, sandali, palawakin natin ng konti. You know, some people think that it's very easy to get into the party list system because you have the whole country as your constituency. It's both, you know, a boon and a bane. Dahil hindi madali. It's not easy. Ang nakakatuwa sa Ang Probinsyano in the last 3 years at least, no? Makikita mo na hindi lamang ang concentration ng mga proyekto para sa mga probinsyano nila Cong Apid ay doon ako bumilib, ay hindi lamang sa Albay. Nakakatuwa pati sa amin sa Samar, pati dito sa Kalusuna, Kamaynilaan. I think we even have projects in Bulacan, in dito sa Laguna, pumunta ka ng North, meron, pumunta ka sa Palawan, meron, Zamboanga, meron. So, kung ang pag-uusapan ay napanindigan ba ng Ang Probinsyano ang kanyang misyon, ang kanyang napagsilbihan ang mga probinsyano, ang sagot doon oo. Kaya nga itong pag-submit uli ng probinsyano to an election for its second term in Congress ay para sa akin bilang probinsyano ay napakagandang balita dahil ito'y magbibigay ng pagkakataon sa probinsyano na mapalawak pa ang kanyang mapapagsilbihan pag pinag-uusapan nga ay trabaho, kalusugan, pagkain sa mesa, at lahat ng ito. At ako'y proud na ngayon ay kasama na ako sa mga taong public figures who continue, who will support, who support the Ang Probinsyano Party-List.
Wow, coming from Kuya Boy, of course, one of our most credible personalities, in the country. Kung Apid, do you feel vindicated? Kasi nga sabi nung iba, kaya nanalo yan kasi si Coco, showbiz kasi, 'di ba? Pero, at least it's a party list that has really walked the talk. Hindi yung kunyari, they represent jeepney drivers, tas hindi naman pala nakatungtong man lang ng jeepney. I mean, Kuya Boy, 'di ba? Parang some have used it as a way to get into the house. Now that you've proven naman na talagang para sa probinsyano ang puso at trabaho ng party list nyo, how does it feel today, 3 years after Kong Apid?
Well, like what Tito Boy said, our track record should speak for itself. We have authored and co-authored some of the most important bills in Congress. We have bills that address our health concerns such as mental health and granting more benefits for our medical frontline, especially now that it's pandemic. We were one of the who fought for our healthcare workers special risk allowance, and we were actually the one who called out our colleagues in Congress to push for an investigation for the SRA. Ma'am Tessa, we also have pending legislations for rural development, such as our programs in agricultural sector and our Rural Financial Inclusion Act. These bills will make sure that growth is inclusive in our provinces, which is very scarce in our country. Also, we have bills for our MSMEs, especially now, Ma'am Tessa, during the times of pandemic, talagang marami po ang nalugi. And mas masakit is marami ang nawala ng trabaho. So, amending the Go Negosyo Act and institutionalizing the DTI's Mentor Me program, providing a social microfinancial program, and another bill is the construction of potable water supply in every barangay. Because, Ma'am Tessa, if we don't have the right utilities in our rural areas, apektado po ang araw-araw nating buhay, which is very painful to see. Sa amin po sa Albay, it's very painful to see na isa po kami sa pinakamataas na presyo ng electricity, and then at the same time, kami pa po yung madalas na nagba-brown out. So ito po yung mga bagay na talagang by heart tinatrabaho natin, pinaglalaban natin. So as a congressman, I realized that you always have to do your best and you should not stop from learning. Life is a work in progress. Kaya nga nung first time namin na-meet si Tito Boy, kahit hours kami magkwentuhan, I can't stop smiling because of the knowledge that is sharing to us. Sabi nga, you always should remain as a student for life. Sa 3 taon ko po sa politika, medyo bagito pa po talaga, medyo naging familiar na po ako kung paano gumawa ng batas. But more than that, I know how to serve the people better. Ang totoo pong public service ay hindi lang po paupo-upo sa Kongreso, kundi yung umikot sa ground, sa grassroots. Because in that way, Ma'am Tessa, I can see the situation, I can see the problem, and also in that way, I can know how to file a legislation that will surely help our probinsianos.
As I was saying earlier, kahit na pa yung threat ng pandemya nandyan, because ito ang, you took an oath to be the representative ng mga probinsyanos. Talagang pinupuntahan sila ni Kong Apid at inaalam ang kalagayan.
With that, Ma'am Tessa, they said nga na the jobs stopped, the income stopped, the salary stopped because of the pandemic. But the suffering did not stop. The pain, the health concerns did not stop. So, Ma'am Tessa, why should we stop? Dapat continuous din po kami. Dapat nakikipaghabulan din po kami sa mga problema ng tao.
That's so true. Tingnan mo, talagang si Kuya Boy, nodding talaga siya. Kasi his heart is also...
May nais akong idagdag kasi, Tessa. Kasi ito, pinag-uusapan, naiintindihan ko ito eh. Naiintindihan ko ito. Halimbawa, yung kanina sinasabi nga ni Apid, ni Kong Apid na halimbawa kalusugan. Okay? I always tell the story about my father. Alam mo, Tessa, ang tatay ko namatay sa loob ng taxi dito sa Maynila. In the arms of, the loving arms of my grandmother, of his mother. Dinala namin siya sa mga maliliit na ospital dahil hindi naman kami maka-afford. Hindi ko malilimutan ang isang pagkakataon. Ang tatay at ang nanay, sinamahan ko, pumunta kami ng PGH at paglabas namin, dumudugo ang ano ng tatay, ang ilong. Basta, the story was, hindi kami maka-afford magpa-ospital dahil wala naman kaming pera. Dinala kami sa isang ospital na maliit dito sa Dituason, Santa Teresita General Hospital.
Opo, yeah.
That's where my father spent a lot of time. Okay, hindi ko na ibubuo yung kwento, pero alam ko yung pakiramdam ng napakahirap na mga tao na hindi maka-afford ng tamang healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya kinakailangan natin yung sinasabi ni Kong Apid na we need legislation that should be able to address yung mga tunay na pangangailangan ng mga probinsyano, ng ating mga probinsyano. Siyempre, nag-uumpisa tayo sa Ang Probinsyano dahil yan naman talaga ang focus nila, Kong Apid. Meron lang akong, ayoko makalimutan kasi baka misinterpret tayo. Kaibigan natin si Yasi, kaibigan ko si Coco Martin. They're very good friends of mine. Kung ang katanungan mo kanina ay dahil kami ngayon ni Jane de Guzman ay kasama na ng Ang Probinsyano, hindi nangangahulugan na hindi nakatulong si Yasi at saka si Coco in presenting Ang Probinsyano, lalo nang ito'y nag-uumpisa pa lamang. Mm-hmm. We acknowledge that. We acknowledge the help of Coco. We acknowledge the help of Yasi dahil by association nakilala ang Probinsyano Party-List. Pero as it is in life, we all move on at ako'y natutuwa na kami naman ngayon ang magtutulak ika nga ng mga adhikain, ng mga nais sabihin ng Ang Probinsyano Party-List. Pero Tessa, para klaro din ito, I had a conversation actually with the management of Coco. Alam mo, maganda yung bumubusina, maganda yung nagpapasintabi para maiwasan natin baka makulayan. Because Coco is a dear friend. Hindi pa nag-aartista. Kaibigan ko na yan. I'm very fond of Yasi. Every time she comes to my show. So, wala ho itong problema. Nagkataon lamang na Jane de Guzman at ang inyong lingkod ngayon ang naatasan. Kami naniniwala sa pinaninindigan ng Ang Probinsyano at kami naman ngayon ang magtatrabaho para ilapit ito sa sambayanan.
Actually, mas maganda ngayon, Kuya Boy, mas dumadami. 'Di ba? I mean, mas marami pa kayong you can let more and more people know that development also needs to happen outside the major cities, outside Metro Manila. Kasi minsan nakakalimutan naman talaga natin ang rural life, 'di ba? Hindi natin naiisip na mas hirap pa nga sila siguro sa lahat ng mga pinagdadaanan natin. No? But, more than I hope you don't mind, Kong Apid, but siguro before we continue talking about the good work that your party list has done, parang I can't not touch on a little something, no? Medyo parang para rin namang showbiz ang politics, Kuya Boy, 'di ba? But I remember kasi po before you took, nag-oath taking tayo and all that, nagkaroon agad ng issue po sa inyo.
Yeah.
And parang at that time nga, you weren't even certain if you were going to be able to take your seat in the House. Pero, it was an alleged incident involving parang away, no? Suntukan yata with a waiter. And syempre, ang lumabas nun, parang ang probinsyano nga dapat humble, di ba? Pero siguro, you were painted all in a different light. I mean, we can't blame people siguro for thinking that, no? Pero kung Apid, I just wanna address it now, here and now, para wala na yung nag-i-interview tayo tapos isipin nila, siya naman yung ganun diba? Para alam lang nila the kind of congressman that you are. And I also wanna know yung storya mo, kahit very briefly lang, about that unfortunate incident.
Well, Ma'am Tessa, thank you for bringing that up. Honestly, pinagsisihan ko po yung nagawa ko noon. I've learned my lesson as a person and as a public servant. Kailangan na maging maingat ako. Kailangan maging mas sensitive sa aking kapwa at laging may respeto sa sino man na nakaharap ko. I made a mistake and honestly, I am not proud of it. And sa totoo lang po, I'm humiliated by it with what happened. But again, I am asking the forgiveness of everybody. And humingi na po ako ng personal na tawad kay CK. And hanggang ngayon po, patuloy po akong humihingi ng tawad sa kanyang pamilya dahil po sa sakit na aking naidulot. Ma'am Tessa, hindi naman po suntukan yon. May nagawa akong hindi maganda, but again, I have said, pinagsisisihan ko po yon. And again, humihingi po ako ng tawad. I have asked apology and patuloy po humihingi po ako ng tawad.
Yes, pwede lang ako dumagdag.
Yes,
Kasi this is the elephant in the room. Salamat for asking the question. Dahil sasabihin, actually may nagtanong sa akin, Boy, you're supporting Ang Probinsyano. Do you know the incident? Sabi ko, oo naman. What can you hide from the net?
Yeah.
If you want to know something, just go to the net and you'll know the story that you want. Ang nais ko namang idagdag ay, base sa kwentuhan namin ni Apid, ay hindi I like the idea na diretsa. I thank you, Apid, for saying that. I like the idea that he says, I'm not proud of it. I'm sorry. Kasalanan ko. I own up to it. I totally take full responsibility of the incident. Si CK, para lamang sa kaalaman ng mga nagmamasid sa atin, is currently working abroad. Si Alfred is constantly, if not constant, but he's in touch. He reached out. He also reached out to the family. Ay, hindi ko alam kung anong detalye ng pag-uusap. Pero hindi huminto doon. Kasi ang leksyon naman pag natutunan mo at pag walang application, bali, walang ibig sabihin yung leksyon. Ngayon, Apid can correct me here kung mali ako, pero yun lamang ang pagkakadinig ko that it didn't even stop with just, with just saying, I am sorry, forgive me, I own up to, what I did. But he reached out, not just to CK, but to the family. Ako naman, knowing this, why did I decide to be Ang Probinsyano? Sabi ko, Ang Probinsyano is not that incident, Tessa. Ang Probinsyano is not, I'm not defending the actions of Cong Apid. Ang Probinsyano po ay hindi yung kaganapan na yun. Oo, mali, humingi na ng tawad. It would be a disservice and it would be a shame for me to say, hindi ako susuporta sa inyo dahil nagkamali si Apid. Kasi depende sa mali yun eh. Oo, depende sa mali yun. Kung pagkatao ko at pagkatao ng isang tao ang niyurakan, tapos mayabang pa si Cong Apid, abay, hindi kami mag-uusap. Oo. Pero napakaganda ng atikain, napakaganda ng mga plano, napakaganda ng nagawa at patuloy na ginagawa ng Ang Probinsyano Party-List. For me to say, because my close friend asked me the same question, sabi ko, bakit ko naman pipigilan ang sarili ko makatulong simply because there was an incident 3 years ago that he got involved in. So, pumapasok dito yung ibabalanse mo. Ano bang nagawa? Ano ba ang resolution? Paano ba in-address? Ano bang ating natutunan? And ano ba ang performance ni Apid after that incident? Diba? Ano ba ang performance ng Ang Probinsyano? And I want to be able to help in this advocacy. This is almost an advocacy para sa akin. So, yan ang pinanggagalingan natin. I don't want to go into the sabi nga ng isang magazine, fluffy motherhood statements that everybody deserves a second chance, because indeed everybody deserves a chance, not just a second chance.
In fact, because of this incident po, I worked twice as hard. I worked double time because sobrang nahiya ako sa ginawa ko, Ma'am Tessa. So, I owe it to the people to perform better, to do more, because pinagkatiwalaan nila ako eh. So, I owe it to them na I should double, triple my effort to do public service and to do it right.
Yes.
That's why somehow po it inspired me to be a better person, to be a better public servant po.
I'm sure you're finding our discussion very interesting this evening, but we have to pause for a break. We'll be right back with the Manila Times CSI.
CSI. Celebrity Style Inspiration.
Balik buhay probinsya ng questions natin kasi that's out of the way and we can really savor ang ating pagiging mga probinsyano. Kuya Boy, my next question is for you. Medyo, para ano naman tayo, easy lang. Di ba you're mostly in your farm, in your beloved, parang adoptive town ba ang tawag mo doon, of Lipa in Batangas. What is it that you love about, kasi, di ba, talagang probinsyano ho si Kuya Boy kasi wala na nga siya sa Samar, humanap pa rin siya ng probinsya na malapit-lapit sa Maynila. What is it that you love about the countryside, 'di ba? About yung buhay probinsya, ano yung naidadala nito na bibigay kay Boy Abunda?
I'll put context into it. We acquired Lipa and by the way, it's the first property I bought from my earnings as a talk show host.
Wow.
Many years ago. Ang konteksto nun, ang nanay, parati kong pinipilit pumunta dito ng Maynila, Kong Apid at Tessa. Pag nagpumunta sa Maynila, after a couple of days, sinasabi niya, uwi na ako, hindi ako sanay dito. Mas gusto ko lang sa Borongan. Sabi ko, nanay, wag naman, tagal-tagalan mo ng konti. That was the time when nanay was a counselor of our town, because she got into small town politics, and eventually she was 3-term councilor, naging vice mayor, etc. And then sabi ko, alam ko nang gagawin ko. We found this property kasi pag ayaw na ng nanay, halimbawa dito sa city, dinadala namin sa Lipa kasi sabi namin mukhang Borongan, parang probinsya. So that's the context. Para tumatagal siya doon sa Lipa. What do I love the most about being in the province? I'm in Lipa or in Borongan. Sa Lipa halimbawa, nakakakain kami ng saging, ng rambutan, straight from the puno.
Straight.
Oo. Halimbawa, nandun kami sa farm, lanzones, Tessa, straight. I mean, you know that experience? Iba yun. Meron kaming, gustong-gusto ko yung paggabi, halimbawa, you don't enjoy the fireflies in the city because you can't see them. Sa probinsya, beautiful. It's beautiful. Napakaganda. The katahimikan, it's ibang katahimikan. It's not just about silence. I'm not talking about silence as in literal silence, but it's a silence that the soul appreciates. Iba eh. You sit back, minsan nakikinig ka lang sa tunog ng the buzz of the insects.
Humuhuni, parang ganun, di ba?
Ganun. Ang pagkain naman, sinaing na saba, ginataang langka. This is me. This is the essential me. Naka chinelas, the best thing about the province is it is the location of, I'll use that word, it's a location of your core story. Kumbaga. Yun. Yan ang lokasyon. Kumbaga sa movie, kung ang location mo ay maliit na bahay, malaking bahay. To me, the province is the location of my truth and of my story. That makes me comfortable. Alam mo, ang sarap maglakad, naka-chinelas. We have a small chapel in Lipa. Tapos, ang sarap mag-harvest ng kamote na mahilig ako because we eat that for breakfast na ikaw mismo ang harvest, di ba? Kami ngayon yun, yung saba, mahilig ako sa, halimbawa yung saba, rambutan, lanzones, marami kami. Buhay na napakasaya.
Yeah.
Payak man siya, pero napakayaman sa kaligayahan.
Yun nga, Kuya Boy, ang para sa akin, diba, like when you say all those things, it's things that people in the pandemic realized na parang ang kailangan ko lang pala is a place to call my own. Konting mga plants na, edible na mga tanim, and I can live with it and actually be more peaceful, diba? Parang yan ang alam na ng mga probinsyano na ngayon pa lang nalalaman ng mga Manilenyo dahil sa pandemic. And I really do believe what you're saying kasi parang imagine the calmness lang, Kuya Boy, that you have, and parang well, parang wala kang hinahanap, 'di ba? Parang wala kang hinahanap.
Hindi, dagdag lang. Hindi lamang yung meron ka. Kung anong meron, at least sa amin sa Borongan at sa Lipa, nakakapanghingi ako ng gulay sa kapitbahay. Tapos,
Ito yun,
na lamang, meron nang naipahatid na sa amin, I don't know sa Albay, sa amin ang tawag urang. Ulang dito urang or shrimps. Tapos may biglang dadating na lamang na ganitong pagkain. Tapos pwede, it's that. It's a different kind of joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different kind of happiness. Alam mo, ito share ko lang, konti. You've read the book Outliers?
No.
Okay. Merong kwento sila kung bakit ang hahaba ng buhay ng, there's this place in Italy, or there's this place I think in the US, na may village na ang saya, na parang ang haba ng buhay nila. Ang haba ng buhay nila. And then they started to study why. So, this is real. This is real. I mean, some of the oldest people are also in Japan, some are in Italy, and there's this place in the US. Alam mo ang kwento? So, pinag-aralan nila, ano ba ang meron nito? Ano bang kinakain nila? Ano ba ang may mga supplements ba ito? Kaya 95, 100 years old ang mga tao. Ganun. They found out that even if they migrated to the US, itong mga tao come from a place called Roseto. I hope I'm getting the place right, Roseto. And why do they have long lives? Because yung lifestyle nila doon sa kanilang pinanggalingan, nagtatawanan, naghihingian ng pagkain, kung may sakit ang isa, merong hilot, kung ano ang kailangan dito. It's a life, I don't even want to say style, no? But it's that life that they brought with them to wherever they are. So it's not just about the food that you eat, but it's about the affectation, about how you feel, the attitudes. Kasi dala-dala nga nila yung buhay, probinsya. Kasi ako, Tessa, I'll be very honest, I have been in the city longer than I was in Borongan. Pero you cannot take out the Borongan in me for the rest of my life. I will always be, my comfort food will always be paksiw na isda, na nagsasabaw ng kape, mahilig pa rin sa kuyog. I don't know how you call the kuyog here. Yung maliliit na isda.
No.
It's not dilis, small fish. Ang tawag sa aming kuyog Basta it's maalat. It's very good. Probinsyano by heart. And I'm truly proud of that. I'm truly proud of that.
Totoo naman yun. Even kami nga, we've lived from Bulacan ng mga magulang ko.
Yeah.
Ang araw, we'd always go there. Tapos alam ko pa, Kuya Boy, nagsisimba kami, ang tawag dun sa chapel, bisita. At ganun yung tawag sa Bulacan And, parang I found it when I'd come back here, tapos mag-aaral na, parang ang tawag ko nga Bulacan dun sa friends. So, wala kayong Bulacan nyo? Parang I thought it was kind of strange. People who lived in Manila, they don't have a hometown. Parang wala silang pwedeng puntahang ibang roots, no? I've always loved that, yung meron kang pinanggalingan at yung madadala mo siya kahit saan ka pumunta, 'di ba? So, Kong, Apid, ano ang Bicolano traits mo naman na nakatulong sa'yo sa trabaho mo na ginagawa sa Kongreso?
Well, alam niyo, Ma'am Tessa, kaming mga Bicolano, no, we're used to calamities, typhoon, andyan yung Mayon volcano. So we are very resilient. I have personally been through a lot of challenges, and I think being a Bicolano has helped me in those challenges. Being resilient is very important, especially in public service. There are times that you just want to help, but iba yung tingin ng ibang tao, but because you understand the love and care that people have. Being a probinsyano, you just smile and you just do your work. Matitibay po ang loob ng mga Bicolano and handa kaming harapin ang anumang problema sa buhay. Actually, hindi lang po Bicolano. I think karamihan ng probinsyano are like this. Kilala kami sa mga simpleng pamumuhay. Lumalaki po kaming simple, makakain ng street foods, makakain sa tabi ng kalsada. When we go out, ito, Ma'am Tessa, this is true, this is true story. We eat beside the street po. sa mga sari-sari store, yan po yung mga masasarap puntahan. Yan yung mga masasarap na tinatawag naming hangout ba o bonding dahil dun yung authenticity, Ma'am Tessa. Andun yung simplicity. That's what I love about Bicol, Ma'am Tessa. Ito yung simplicity, authenticity, and the love for family. That's what attracted me in Bicol po. Because honestly, I will not be judged because of my accent. I will not be judged because of my fashion. Ma'am Tessa, yun yung pinaka-point, yung fashion. I can go out in my chinelas, in my shorts, in my t-shirt.
Oo, hindi mo kailangan isipin yung susuot mo, diba?
Yes. And anything that's superficial, of course, I am proud, Ma'am Tessa. So, and then yung food namin is really nice. You should try.
Laing, Kuya Boy, diba? Laing. O, kailangan maraming kanin. But I have to say, kung apid nakakaaliw ka, panoorin when you talk about Bicol, parang his eyes light up, you know, parang talagang, you know, you are in love with your hometown. And I think very rare na yan, lalo na ngayon, di ba, sabi nga nila, globalization, lahat ng tao gusto na pumunta kung saan-saan and all that, na tigilan kayo ng pandemic. But for a young person, Kuya Boy, di ba, to really appreciate life in the province and gumagawa rin ng mga, you know, ways para hindi rin naman ganun, i-develop lang, hindi naman baguhin yung mga character, 'di ba? Yung core, yung heart ng probinsyano. That's quite rare, and I congratulate you for having that, 'di ba?
That's very true, Ma'am Tessa. Well, that helped me, Ma'am Tessa, with siguro on how I do my work, on how I file my bills, on how I create the legislative work that I have, because I've experienced it po, Ma'am. Lumaki po ako na kasama nila, lumaki po ako na nakikipaghalubilo sa lahat ng tao. I know their experiences. I know what they want, and I especially know what they need. So, in making the bills, in making the legislative works, I apply it po. Alam ko po kung ano yung kailangan nila because I am one of them. Kaya, it's so easy for me to make this kind of bills kasi alam ko po yung need nila eh. I know what they need kasi I'm one of them.
Kuya Boy, di ba, kung apil, alam mo si Kuya Boy, he's not just a pretty face sa showbiz, ha? Makakala mo, ano lang siya. Pero, he's the personality that people go to when they want to understand something, when they want to learn something. That's what you were saying. And ngayon to have him as you know, supporting your advocacy is a really great thing. Kuya Boy, as supporter of Ang Probinsyano, ano naman po yung ano yung gagawin mo besides, you know, letting people know about the party list and their work? Hanggang saan yung advice na gusto mong maibigay kina Kong Apid?
Ay, ano lang, bantay. Ako'y bantay at kasama. Ito'y hanggang as long as the relationship allows. Ibig sabihin, hindi ito ngayon na election lamang. This has to go beyond elections. This has to go beyond electoral contests. So, ako'y sasabay doon sa mga legislative, specifically the legislative agenda of Ang Probinsyano Party-List. Pero ito ang paliwanag ko doon. Kanina, you mentioned about globalization. Simple lamang, gusto ko ang probinsyano dahil pananaw ko ito you cannot globalize without localizing. You cannot globalize without localizing. So, ito yung mga pag-uusap namin nila Kong Apid, halimbawa na sana'y maka-influence ako at alam ko ginagawa na ito ng party list na you know, who doesn't want to globalize? You know, but the only way to globalize is to embrace who we are. Okay, and that's a very important point. Pangalawa, we've been talking about traits of being a probinsyano, magalang. Kami naman sa Samar, at one point, tinawag kaming typhoon belt. Sanay kami rin sa bagyo. We were the typhoon belt. Pagpasok mo ng bagyo ay, actually, ang Yolanda, which is one of the biggest storms, ang landfall nun ay Hernani, Giwan. And then it went to Tacloban. But of course, we weren't in the news because we come from the smaller province. Hindi po masamang aking loob, I'm stating up.
But it placed Borongan on the map. So, di ba?
Napag-usapan kasi yung napapag-usapan yung bagyo. Before lang, at saka doon sa legislation din, kasi umiikot talaga ang probinsyano, hindi lamang sa Albay, hindi lamang sa Samar, pero kung saan man dadalhin at kung saan ang kakayanin ng ang probinsyano, ito ang dahilan kung bakit kami nakikiusap sa mga manonood, sa mga kapwa Pilipino na bigyan ng pagkakataon because ang Probinsyano Party-List wants to do more. Mas lumawak pa yung trabaho ng ang probinsyano. Pero importante na habang ginagawa ang trabaho, remember Tessa, we are an archipelagic tayo. We are instituting projects and programs while at the same time respecting culture. Ang probinsyano, importante yan. Ako, pumunta ka sa amin sa Waray at baguhin mo ko, mahihirapan ka. Kinakailangan mong kilalanin yung nuances, yung peculiarities ng Ilonggo, ng Tagalog, ng Waray, ng Bicolano. At pag ikaw probinsyano, kapwa probinsyano, alam mo yun. So, hindi lamang familiarity yan, pero yung malalim na pagkakakilala mo sa kapwa helps in legislation, for example. Number 3 point, I want to be very clear. Kami mga probinsyano, kami isinusulong namin ang probinsyano, but we are inclusive. Hindi po kami, we are not excluding people who grew up in the city. We are not. Iginagalang namin yon. Ang dami-dami kong ako, all my life, I wanted to go to the big city. I wanted to study in the best schools. I wanted to wear their clothes, etc., etc. Pinagdaanan ko yun. Only for me to realize that I am okay. Alam mo naman, Tessa, yung kwento ko na when I was starting to host, people were saying, you're not gonna make it, you have an accent. You're not gonna make it because you're gay. You're not gonna make it because you're not pretty enough to be Miss Universe, etc. Iba ang tapang...
First runner-up lang, Kuya Boy. Sabihin mo sa kanila.
Sabi nga ni Bong, una daw ang Q&A, pasok ako sa Parade of Nations. Pero pag nauna ang Parade of Nations, laglag ako. Pero we don't want to exclude. We are inclusive. We are kasi, alam mo bakit din, Tessa? Napakaraming probinsyano sa syudad. We affect each other. You know, pag gumanda ang buhay ng probinsyano, pag gumanda ang buhay natin sa probinsya, ang laking epekto nito sa mga syudad. Bakit napakahirap mag-decentralize, halimbawa, ng population density? Why does everybody want to be in the city?
Yeah.
Because there are less jobs and opportunities in the province. So kung ano ang ginagawa ng ang probinsyano, may epekto ito sa syudad. So we want to include. So kasi baka may magtanong, hindi ako boboto kasi city girl ako, millennial ako. Hindi. The service of ang probinsyano extends beyond the probinsyanos.
Yeah.
Because in one way or the other, wala akong kilala sa buong buhay ko na walang na hindi na apektuhan ng ang probinsyano.
Maybe just to wrap it up, ang sarap-sarap ng kwentuhan natin, ano. But Kong Apid, as my final question, kita niyo po si Kong Apid is a mahiyain kind of person. Magkikwento siya, pag passion niya, ang dami niyang maikikwento. And that's to do with the provinces, di ba? Pero I guess napaka-humble din niya that he also knows the great help that celebrities can do for their advocacy, no? Kung Apid, what does it mean to you? Kasi si Boy Abunda ang sumusuporta sa Ang Probinsyano. What does that mean to you as you hope to begin a new term by next year in Congress?
Kilig na kilig, Ma'am Tess. Honestly, I am in deep honor that someone as respectable as Tito Boy has allowed himself to be associated with Ang Probinsyano Party-List.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to candidly say na kinikilig talaga kami.
Mm-hmm.
Even our mother who resides in Bicol said, who could understand us better than a probinsyano like Tito Boy? Lagi niyang sinasabi sa amin yon. And the first time we have met, Ma'am Tessa, we were very transparent about everything. We want him to see who we really are as people. Sabi ko nga, Ma'am Tessa, kanina, di ba, parang I can talk and listen to Tito Boy for hours and never get bored because of the interesting stories and lessons that I can learn from him. And sa totoo lang, we gave him the free will to decide if we are worthy of lending his name. Kasi Ma'am Tessa, di ba sabi mo, the credibility of Tito Boy and the integrity talagang napakataas niyan, ma'am. So talagang sobrang thankful kami na niled niya sa amin yung kanyang integrity and credibility. At hindi po namin makakalimutan ito. We will be forever grateful to the Boy Abunda. Kaya nga, ma'am, sabi ni Tito Boy kanina, he will be a guardian.
Yes.
He will be the guardian of the party list. Medyo kinilig ako doon again, Ma'am Tessa, because we need that, no? We need somebody as wise, as genius as Tito Boy to really guide us and to tell us na, wait, medyo baka may mali yung inyong legislative work or, di ba parang maganda tong gawin. His advices are very beautiful. So, it is really an honor to be part of, to be associated with Tito Boy.
Thank you for, coming to the show and giving us this great news that si Boy Abunda is standing up for ang mga kababayan natin sa probinsya. Kung apid salamat because, when he told me na si Kuya Boy kasama niya, sabi ko, my God, it's every person's dream. Siguro pag may show ka dito sa Pilipinas, gusto mo talaga ma-interview mo ang Boy Abunda. And yun nga, napakarami mong matututunan sa kanya. And I'm sure he will always bring that wisdom. Tsaka yung way lang ni Kuya Boy na kaya niyang pagbalansehin yung heart and mind. 'Di ba, Kuya Boy?
Yeah.
Parang marunong siya umintindi ng tao, hindi siya agad magja-judge. At nakikinig naman tayo sa kanya. So, I mean, if Probinsyano is doing so well already and delivering on their promises, what more with a guardian, pero gusto sabihin ni Kuya Boy, guardia ako, walang pwedeng gawin mali, 'di ba? What more with Boy Abunda supporting ang Probinsyano Party-List. So thank you to the both of you. What such an interesting conversation that we had tonight, and I thank you, and we look forward to more pa-spread natin tong Probinsyano way of living, 'di ba? I-share natin sa kanila and tulong-tulong tayo para lahat naman tayo konektado at gumanda lahat ang buhay natin kahit saan pa man. 'Di ba, Kuya Boy? May I ask for your parting shots, please?
Ako'y kinikilig din pero natatakot. Sabi ko sa mga sinasabi ni Apid at sinasabi mo, Tessa, parang ganito, ako po'y tao, I am not perfect. I also commit mistakes. And thank you for recognizing the little contributions I've had to the entertainment industry and to society as a whole. Maraming salamat. Importante sa atin yan, lalo na sa mga panahong ito na napakaingay ang lahat, ang ingay-ingay sa labas. Most of the time, but most of the time, we are pushed back to who we are inside. And yun lamang ang aking mensahe. Don't be afraid to go back inside. It's a good place. Mm-hmm. It is a sacred space within. It is your core. It is your story. It is where you communicate with your God. It is a space that nobody can violate. Mm-hmm. So, pag medyo maingay na, ang sarap. Kasi sabi ko nga, yung location ng aking core ay yung aking Borongan, Campisaw, ang pangalan ng aming street, kung saan lahat namin kilala. Believe it or not, when I was a young kid, buong bayan ng Borongan, alam ko ang may-ari ng bawat bahay. Alam ko kung sino ang nakatira. Ganun kami sa probinsya eh. It's that sense, thank you again for that phrase, it's that sense of community. So, one of the most important messages of Ang Probinsyano is that in the time of pandemic, I mean, we will look at this in hindsight one day, God willing. Sinabi ko to in the beginning, at paulit-ulit ko ito sinasabi, why ang Probinsyano's advocacy, mission, vision resonate with me. Kasi ang sinabi ko nung umpisa, Bong, sobra akong takot. I'm so paranoid. I don't know what's gonna happen. But for as long as I know my way back home, I'm okay.
That's beautiful, Kuya Boy. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. And talagang one for the books ito. I'll never forget this. Thank you so much. Kung Apid, basta prom di Lodi. Diba? Yan ang ating tagline. Diba? Lodi ka, Lodi si Kuya Boy. What's your message sa mga Lodi?
At ikaw din. Prom di Lodi ka rin.
Anong message mo, Cong, to the provincianos that you represent? Ang mga Lodi at Lodi ng bayan. Diba? It's their time to shine too.
That's true, Ma'am Tessa. What does basta prom di mean? It means that it's not just who are in the rural areas who are, kumbaga sila lang yung Lodi. Kumbaga ang probinsyano ay Lodi, may karapatan din maging Lodi. Ang ating mga athletes, ang karamihan ng mga artista, ang mga public figures, they are probinsyanos and they excel. So dapat bigyan natin ng strive ang ating mga probinsyanos. Bigyan natin sila ng hope na kayo din ay pwedeng maging Lodi in every way that you are skilled po. Since the pandemic started, we have been giving ayudas to different provinces. I agree with what Tito Boy said, Ma'am Tessa, na we are not exclusive, we are inclusive. So katulad po ng, I remember I'll just share a short project that we did po. We bought vegetables to the farmers in the rural areas, in the probinsya. Nung ito yung nag-lockdown nung nag-ECQ, the first ECQ. And what we did was, we brought it to Manila para ito yung ipamigay doon sa mga nawalan ng trabaho.
Yes.
Ito yung pinamigay sa mga nagugutom nating naka-lockdown sa kanilang mga bahay. So in a way, naging cooperative yung rural area and urban areas. So, yun yung nag-agree ako sobra sa sinasabi ni Tito Boy na we are inclusive, we are not exclusive. We are helping the people in the provinces as well as connecting them to the people in Metro Manila. So, again, Ma'am Tessa, thank you so much sa opportunity to, and thank you so much, Tito Boy. It's really an honor to be in an interview with you. Sobrang hanggang ngayon nanginginig pa po ako. So,
But he did so well kasi he spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
Kaya to Kapit, Kuya Boy, thank you. I mean, it's I'm sure it's an interview na lahat ng nanonood sa atin ngayon makaka-relate kayo, 'di ba? In one story that Kuya Boy shared to a story that Kong Apid shared, lahat ng mga kinikwento nila, 'di ba? Parang we talk about Congress and all that, pagkausap mo congressman, parang minsan hindi mo ma-follow, 'di ba? Pero lahat ng pinag-usapan natin dito, 'di ba, Kuya Boy, it's basic, 'di ba? Parang buhay ng tao. Yan ang gustong pagandahin ng ang probinsyano. That's why, we're also here. We would like to help you spread the word about the good work that you're doing. Full of action din po ang probinsyano. Pero hindi yung sa teleserye, walang barilan, 'di ba? Hindi yung to talagang action, no? Action para sa mga kasamahan sa mga kababayan natin all across our archipelago, like Kuya Boy said. So thank you once again. It is my honor to have you both on the show. Please do keep safe, especially when you go to the provinces at susurpresahin na kayo ni Kuya Boy at ni Kong Apid. Marami pong salamat. Mabuhay po kayong dalawa. And that's it for this episode of the Manila Times CSI Season 4. Once again, thank you very much to Congressman Alfred Delos Santos of the Ang Probinysano Party-List and everyone's beloved Kuya Boy Abunda for making this T-Zone interview one for the books. Syempre, cheers to my hardworking team at the Manila Times CSI, Christina and Isa, who now bring you The Spill by TMT CSI exclusively on Spotify every Wednesday night, our head writer Nika, and last but not the least, our director and video editor Neil Reyes for getting our humble show out there week after week. All that we do is for you, our beloved CSIers. If you haven't yet, do subscribe to the Manila Times YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TMT CSI. Don't forget to end the week tomorrow with Fangirl on Spotify to cap your 3-day dose of CSI. As for me, I'll see you next Thursday. This has been Tessa Mauricio-Arriola. Thanks for watching and bye. Hi CSIers! Please do subscribe to the Manila Times YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TMT CSI. And by the way, we're also on Spotify with exclusive TMT CSI studio content that's up and ready for you to enjoy. Bye!